Well, it looks like we're live. No, hi everybody. I thought I had left it on the starting soon screen, but then I switched to the gameplay screen to see if that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Here we are. We still have a couple minutes though, so I'm not going to actually start anything until it's officially the top of the hour. I guess I could even switch to this. Can you all hear me still while I am on this screen? Yeah, right? Late last week, early this week. I know. I'll get it right eventually. Yeah, we're going to start in about a minute. I'm trying to figure out where to put the stream chat so that we can still see enough. Let's see. Well, this works. I can make this even a little bit narrower before it pops to the vertical stacked layout. So we can go like this. We can have the user chat here, code here, output here. Excellent. All right. We could even have it count down from 45 and have our countdown. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Here we go. Here's our official countdown now on the try it page itself. Excellent. No technical difficulties wanted this week. Yeah, cool. All right. Starting in 20 seconds. Of course, the clock in the menu bar says it's already 1 p.m., so nuts to this. Let's start. Okay, so this week we're looking at the Try It contest. This is going to be our annual March event, and this year we had, I think, 4 entries. We have Shellwriter, Save the Swales, Rilden, and Ida. Ida, am I pronouncing that correctly? I hope so. It's like Ida thought that was the right way to pronounce it, but I'm not sure. Okay, so I haven't looked at any of these yet. I may have glanced at the descriptions posted here in the forums, but I haven't actually tried to run them yet. So I'm just going to run each of them in order, and let's see what we've got. Shellwriter got the ball rolling 19 days ago. Sharp A, Ada? You didn't say which A is sharp. That's all right. You can educate me on that later. So let's see what Shellwriter gave us. Okay. And he gave us no instructions as to how to play it, so it should be self-evident. Oh, German hangman. Oh, boy. Yeah. All right. This is going to be challenging. But I think that we have some among us in the stream chat who may actually know German, so feel free to chime in. I'm going to assume that the frequency of letters in German is similar to English, and the E might be a good guess. Hey, I was right. There's an E in it. How about a T? No T. All right. Maybe an A. I definitely feel like we need another vowel somewhere near the beginning of this word. Like an O, maybe? I could be wrong. Maybe there's no other vowel. Oh, come on. Really? All right. Let's see. E-T-A-O. What do you guys think? Maybe an S? German has lots of S's, right? Not in this word, though. How about an H? Okay, there's an H. Blank, 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 H-E blank. I bet if I knew German, I'd have a good chance of guessing this final letter. Like, what would be a word ending that would come after H-E? It's not any of these. It's nice that he's showing us the letters that we've guessed incorrectly. R? No, I lost. Oh, and it doesn't say what the word was. I'm disappointed. I'll never know now. Oh, unless you look at the code and then you find it's one of these. Okay. That's really cool. Only one letter. Umlauts are A, E, U, E, or O, E, S, S. That's really cool. I like it. All right, let's see if I have any feedback on the code itself, because why not? I think when the challenge was started, I hadn't yet updated the try it page to the latest version of Miniscript, and so these parentheses here were actually required at the time. So I'm certainly not going to fault him for having them in, but I have since updated. Oh, I can't edit it unless I fork it myself. But I've since updated Miniscript in the try it page, so you could do without those parentheses now, and that still works. Let's see what happens if you get it right. Oops, only one letter, that's nice. Okay, that's a little funny. It says, congratulations, you won, but I hadn't put in the last letter yet. Let's try this again. It's a 6-letter word. We can cheat and know that it's one of these. It's got the E there. Oh, this is probably the one. No. Tanzen. Is that how you say it, do you suppose? Tanzen? German pronunciation is not that different, right? This time it worked. That's strange. I would have sworn it on AFFE. It gave me congratulations, you won before I actually did. Maybe I imagined that. We could go back and review the video later, huh? I love the way the character is drawn. It's simple and effective. Very cool. When you're picking a random word, you don't actually have to work quite this hard. You can just do word list of R&D times wordlist.len and not introduce another variable. And you don't need to floor it either. List indexing is perfectly happy with decimals, and it'll just ignore them. Of course, look, I broke it. Shows what I know. It must be using choice somewhere else. Okay. Well, I'm not going to spend too much time ripping apart it. It's good code. It's a fun game. It gets a thumbs up. Let's reset, and actually we'll just close that and go on to the next one. Save the swales. Smooth maneuver hover. Gave us an encryption-decryption tool for sending messages to friends. Encryption has 3 levels: standard encrypting, encryption with a custom set, and both of those allow for auto-decrypt, and then encryption with a custom set, no auto-decrypt. The decryption is auto or with a secret passcode, and it's live. Lets you quickly encrypt and decrypt data for messaging directly with friends. All right, let's check it out. Welcome to ND String. Keep your secret secret, no numbers, please. Encrypt, decrypt, live, or quit. All right, this is fun. Let's try it. Oops. Okay. Security level 1, 2, or 3. Let's start with the basic. 1. Message. This is a test. Ooh, look at that. That is quite a string of gibberish. All right, let's copy it. And let's run again. Let's decrypt. Input the encrypted code. String of gibberish. This is a test. Hey, that's pretty cool. That is definitely more secure than ROT13. All right, let's run it again. Let's encrypt. Security level 2. Message that was a test. Code word, pickle. All right, now we have this string of gibberish. And let's decrypt. Encrypted code here. Message that was a test. That's very cool. It didn't even require me to enter the code word. I guess that's what auto decrypt means. That's pretty neat. I would have a hard time figuring out how to go from this to this. That's really cool. All right, let's try one more time. Encrypting, security level 3 now. Those other 2 things were tests. Code word, let's see, I'm sick of pickles. How about toast? Okay, long string of gibberish. Let's run it again. Decrypt. And this time it knows to ask me for the code word. That's pretty clever. Let's put in toast. There we go. Let's try putting in the wrong code word. Instead of toast, we'll put in butter. Must be lunchtime. I'm thinking of a lot of foods for my code words. All right, check it out. Complete gibberish if you put in the wrong code word. That's pretty cool. All right, let's check out this live feature. Live. Copying data. Select Control-C, release mouse. Good to know. Input code word. All right, let's think of something that's not a food. Football. World's most popular team sport, right? Enter EN or DE at the start of message or quit. All right, let's encrypt. Hello, friends. There may be a bug here. Well, let's find out. All right, and then DE, maybe without a space. And we just paste this in. Oops, that was me. I failed to copy. Am I copying? It seems like it's hard to copy out of this text field when the prompt is waiting for input, which is of course not Save This Wales' fault. That's the fault of the try it page. So I think this is going to make it hard to use. Select Control-C, release mouse. Oh, you said that. I read it and it didn't sink in. You're saying I have to do it before I release mouse. All right, does that work? Hey, it does. Very cool. Hello, friends. Neat. Encrypt that. Long string of gibberish. Decrypt. That's pretty cool. That is a fun program. All right, we'll take a quick glance at the code, just like we did the other one. Keep your secrets secret. And of course, this one is especially interesting because he wants to keep the encryption algorithm secure, even to people that are looking at the code, which isn't entirely possible for something that doesn't require a code word, although this one does, so it could be, yeah. And it's an amazingly short program for something that does all those functions. Very cool. So here's the main, well, it's not a main loop, but the main program, I guess you might say. Gets the security level in the message, and then does either, just different parameters to this end function. I abandoned that and wrote it in a more readable way. Yeah, it's cool. I like readable code. And then if you get D, it decrypts, and if you get L, oh yeah, it'll also print out the help and then go to the live method, which is what we were last looking at. And live asks for the code word and then does loop. This is really neatly factored code. You got so many different functions out of it with 118 lines of code. Very cool. All right, nicely done. Okay, next, Rilden wrote a Minesweeper clone to reveal a cell, enter its location, for example, E5 or F1. To mark or unmark a cell, enter M followed by its location, mark E5, mark F1. You can enter more than one command in a single line, D5, E5, F1, MC2. Okay, I'm probably not going to enter that many at once, but let's give it a whirl. All right, I like Minesweeper. So reveal or mark. Okay, let's try it. I'm just going to start in the middle-ish, like E5. Hey, cool. That was lucky. So now we can mark this one, which would be H5. And actually, we can also mark D3. Oops. And mark E2. Can we? No, I'm not thinking about this correctly. Okay. Here's where the flag is. It's actually at I4. Or not the flag, but the mine. It's got to be at I4. So mark I4. Then we'll also mark this one, C4. And mark peer F1. Cool. Okay. And then if there's 2 mines next to this spot, the other one has to be here at I3. He's not showing us how many mines are left. That would be nice, wouldn't it? But you can't have everything. I think that means that this spot is free, so I2. Oh yeah. But that doesn't really help us because there's another one here somewhere. Well, it can't be either of the, can't be either of these spots because we know there's a mine there. So I'm going to guess H1. Okay, cool. Cleared that. There's one down here. This would be H8. Nuts. I meant to mark it. Instead, I hit it, it exploded, and game over. Hey, that's pretty cool. Let's take a quick glance through the code. We have the different directions represented as integers. So he must have this whole thing represented as a linear array, just a list. So that the directions, right, and there's 10 across, so up would be -10, or maybe that's down. I have to think about which is which. And left and right would be 1 and -1, and so on. Okay. We have an initialization function that randomly plops down some mines. Looks like there's going to be 10 mines total, although, yeah, it looks like it won't put 2 mines in the same spot because it's checking that. And then, I'm not clear on what all this is doing. That's okay. I don't have to understand everything. Hey, this must have been written after I updated manuscript because we have no spurious parentheses on our functions. That's nice to see. So this is the draw function, draws the board. The reveal function is recursive. This is kind of neat. So when you reveal a cell, you set the status to an empty spot. We increase our revealed count. I don't know what this revealed 0 is. That might be some general stats. And then if the board is empty, we go to all the neighboring cells and reveal them as well. So that's why you can reveal one cell and it spreads to all the other connected empty cells. Very cool. Here's the main loop. If it's over, it's over. If you've, this is why he's counting the number of revealed. If you've revealed more than 71, then you win. And let's see, we get the choices, or we get your input. He's splitting on space, which is why you can enter multiple things at once. Converting something like M4 into a row and column. Yeah, interesting. Iterate or indexing backwards into your choice. So looking at the last character and the next to last character. All right, very cool. Again, about 100 lines. Really neat. All right, I want to play one more time. See if I can beat it this time. E5. That's a rough start. I'm just going to stab somewhere else, see if I get luckier. Oh, come on. All right, H2. Hey, there we go. Okay, so there's definitely one at G7, so let's mark it. Okay, and there's certainly one here at B6. What are the chances? I know, right? Okay, and this one should be safe, A6. And that means these are safe, A5 and B5. And actually, if we're only seeing one here, then this must also be safe, right? B4. Everyone virtualize before he gets to my code. No, don't worry about it. It's going to be great. I'm sure of it. I think this is safe, A4. Oh boy, now it's getting hard. Okay, well, we know there's one here at F5. I forgot to mark it again. So that's just user error. Can't be helped. In a graphical environment, I'd be clicking where I think it's safe and right-clicking where I want to mark. And I never mess that up, but for some reason when I have to type M, that's hard for my brain. Okay. Yep. Let's try the last one. So, Ada wrote a simple game called Flippin' Bits, based off the Tiger Electronics game Lights Out, sold in 1995. The objective is simple. After choosing your difficulty level, you're presented with a grid of bits. Turn off all the ones. On each turn, enter the position of the center point for the bits to flip, and they're flipped in a cross shape. Start with difficulty of 1 to 3, get an idea what's going on, then ramp it up. All puzzles are solvable. All right, let's try it. Oh, new in version 1.2, move history helps you remember the last 5 moves. Play grid spacing makes the desired moves more clear, and now emits 14% less radio interference on Chinese television sets. Sweet. Okay, let's try it. Enter difficulty level 3. Okay. Yeah, okay. I have a feeling I'm going to suck at this. Let's try. Hey, that wasn't so bad. E4. Hey, look at this. It wasn't actually that bad. F5. Nice. Let's run again. Difficulty 5. Well, 3 of these clusters look trivial, but then there's this thing in the corner. I have a feeling that's going to be a real pain. So let's try to deal with that first. G2. H3. I think I'm just making things worse. H5 maybe. Okay. Hey, now I can get rid of that by doing... No, I can't. Yeah, maybe difficulty 5 is too hard for me. Let's make use of the corners. I feel like the corners are really important to this game. G6. Like we can sort of shove things over a little bit. Hey, this looks like a similar shape to what we started with up here. Have I made things better at all? I don't know. E4. E2. Yeah, this is too hard for me. Let's reset and try level 4. Okay. A5, D4, E2, and H1. Well, see, that was easy. Okay, here's a different difficulty 5 one. So apparently they're random. I thought maybe there was just like 100 different levels, but I guess not. So we got that, we got D4, and we got C6. So again, that wasn't that hard. Yeah, the randomness must just sometimes generate something that is, way harder than... Oy. No, that's too hard for me. Let's try another 5. Yeah, you get something like this, and it's not all obvious to me how you fix it. So I think now that it's generating levels just by doing some random flips. And the difficulty is probably how many random flips it does. And sometimes that comes up with something that's pretty obvious, and sometimes it doesn't. Let's see if we do D2. Yeah, D1. Hey, that's really cool. That is fun. All right, let's take a look at the code. Hey, here's a clever trick. The difficulty specifies the maximum moves required to solve rather than the number of moves used to generate the board. Okay, that's interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how that's done. Yeah, here's a cool trick I wanted to point out. Let's see if I can make this bigger so everybody can see it. He's taken the address of the print function and assigned it to P, because presumably that's something that's used a lot in the code. And now you can use p as an alias for print and save a few characters that way. So that is clever. F-bit is a function with a grid xy, and it flips the bit. Makes sense. Now, one might point out, especially if you're so desperate to save characters that you're doing stuff like this, that you don't need these characters here. Well, okay, changing this, I mean this parenthesis. Changing this to a space won't save you anything, but you also don't need the close parenthesis, which would save you a character on every call to F-bit. But that's a minor thing. This shows the grid, just like the draw function that we were looking at on the other one. Number in range. Hey, this is the same. Oh, no, it's not. What does this do? If self is greater than max, it returns 1. If self is less than min, then it returns -1. Interesting. So it returns whether it's in range, but it also tells you if it's too high or too low. Actually, it's returning if it's out of range. This checks if we've won. Here's our starter grid, difficulty. Okay. Enter the difficulty level. Here's another place where we don't need these parentheses, so you could have saved a little bit, but that's okay. Well, not is one grid. Hold on, this looks like we've gotten into the main loop. Where do we actually generate the level? Oh, FG is probably... That's the flip function. So it looks to me like try hard difficulty once. Okay, I will. But, I mean, it is the number of moves used to generate the board, right? Here's the generating of the board right here. If I enter 10, it flips 10, not 10 bits, but 10 moves in order to get the initial board. So that would be, that would mean you could solve it in that many moves, possibly less. But yeah, it could at least be solved in that many moves by just undoing those same flips. All right, let's try it with a harder level. Sure, why not? I gotta shrink things back down. Okay, let's run it. Okay, 99. Yeah, it strikes me as difficult. C6, I'm going to try and, well, let's go for the obvious moves first, right? Trouble is when the obvious moves leave clutter, then how do you fix it? F6. So if I were to do F5, it's just going to leave one down here that I don't have any easy way to get rid of. Maybe I'll do E4 instead. And then I have to do something with this. C4. Oops. Joe, can you share the link for that one? Well, they're all in the forums, on the forum post. So if you go to Manuscript Forums, the top topic is the Manuscript Try It contest, and this is the last entry from 11 days ago. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to clear this one. Yeah, this is too hard for me. It's fun though. It's such a simple concept, but it's like it's a serious puzzle. I could definitely see spending some time with this, but not while I'm live streaming. It seems like it must be kind of not that exciting to watch, but it is a lot of fun to do. So kudos to all four of you. These were really cool entries. I'm impressed. It's pretty severe limitations within the Try It page, and you all push them and put the history at the bottom. No, I think it's fine as it is. Yeah, it's not clear to me why the history even matters. And If I was a better player, I might have more use of it, but I noticed it. I saw it right up there, and I know I could refer to it if I ever wanted to. If it's super important to players who don't suck as much as I do, you could consider using a different character to mark the last move, at least, maybe. Like a colon instead of a period, maybe. But I don't know. It's nice and neat the way it is, just the O's and periods. So you can back up if you make things worse. Yeah, I could see that. Right, undo your guess. See if you made a mistake. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Great work, everyone. So what I'm going to do is retreat to my secret lair and consider all 4 of these according to my judging criteria, which I'm going to have to review. I don't think I gave any judging criteria. I think I said it's completely subjective. All right, in that case, I will think hard, and I'll probably play them all some more and decide how to award the first, second, and third prizes. But honestly, they're all fantastic, so it's going to be very difficult to rank them. And that's why I don't want to do it during the live stream. But great job, and I can't wait to see what people come up with next year. So at this point, I still have like half an hour left on the live stream. I thought maybe we would dust off the Astroids game from last week and give it another go. See what more we can do with it. Actually, since I have this still here, let's go to the GitHub repo, where I think I left some notes about where we left off. Mini micro asteroids, here it is. Okay, no pew pew sound when firing. Oh, we gotta fix that. One bullet can hit multiple rocks, including the freshly spawned sub-rocks on the same frame. Yep, that's important. There's no score, there's only 1 life. The heartbeat sound doesn't reflect the number of rocks left. Okay, we can probably fix all of these in half an hour. Adding a UFO and reset if you manage to clear the board, I doubt we'll get to. A maximum speed for the ship might be nice. Might do that one too. Okay, so let's fire it up and see what we've got. This is not Astroids. Let's mount folder. The micro asteroids. Okay. All right. So if we run this, oh geez. Hey, that was pretty quick reflexes, if I do say so myself. See, I destroyed that giant asteroid in 1 shot, and it's because my bullets can hit rocks multiple times. So we're going to fix that for sure. And I want a pew pew sound when you shoot. So let's fix that. Let's see. We'll run into something and should be game over. No, it's never game over. We could fix that too. All right. Is the ship green? Yes, the ship is green. And the ship's shots should be green too. I don't know if we're doing that. I don't think we are. But let's focus on pew pew. I could import sounds because I think no, there is no pew pew sound in here. That's disappointing. Well then, there's really no point in. All right, let's do this. Help sound.init. Sound.init with a lowercase s. Okay, so let's do s equals new sound, s.init. Okay, how long should a pew sound be? The duration in seconds, not very long, like 0.25 probably. The frequency may be a simple number or a list of numbers to interpolate. We want a number or a sound that starts high and goes low, so we'll do something like, well, we could try 2000 to 100. And then the envelope, we want it to fade off So we want to start at full volume, which is 1, fade out to silence as it goes down, that's 0. And then for a waveform, the sawtooth wave, actually, the default will be fine. So if we play that, hey, that's pretty good. That's what I was going for. I'm going to say nailed it in 1. So edit, prepare sounds, beep boop. Let's do pew equals new sound, pew.init. And now, when we shoot, where do we shoot? It's got to be an update, right? Fire bullets, yes. Right here, pew.play. All right, run. Okay, we need an explosion sound when things blow up. We may have something in... Oh, it's sounds. I don't know. Not really what we're looking for. It needs to be lower than that. So let's try again with s.init. Here we'll bring back the help. I should have just retyped it. Okay, s.init. So an explosion sound, let's say for the rocks. We don't want it to be too overpowering because you hit a lot of rocks. So maybe a duration of half a second, a frequency that starts kind of low and goes lower. So 300 to 100 maybe. Envelope same as before, 1 to 0. And for a waveform, we're going to use noise wave. Noise wave. Okay, that's a lot of stuff it prints out when you do that, but not quite right. Let's see. If we make the frequency even lower, it'll sound better. When you're using noise wave in particular, you often want quite a low frequency. Otherwise, you're taking the same noise wave, you're repeating it many times per second, and it doesn't sound so much like noise anymore. It starts to sound like a tone. So let's go 30 to 1. Better. Still not loving it. The alternative, of course, is we could use a digitized sound. Maybe we should take a quick look at sys sounds. There's airburst. That's not bad. What about blam? No, definitely not. Let's see, is there anything else in here that's possible? There's a pew sound, but I'm happy with the pew sound we made. Nope, it's got to be airburst or else we have to synthesize it. I don't know, that sounds too distant. I don't think it's what we're looking for. So back to synthesis. All right, we'll get it. Hit that wave. Okay, that's fair. That's not terrible. We could lower the frequency. It's volume, pan, and speed. Oops. Not with view, you can't. This equals, or here we'll do it this way. Hit equals file.load sound, hit.wave. Maybe throw in some parentheses around those arguments because it's a function that's being called like that. And then hit.play 1, 0, 0.5. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Good suggestion. All right, so we'll do this. Where we prepare the sounds. Get this out of sys sounds. Hit.wave. Okay, and then when stuff blows up, we will make a sound based on how big the rock was. So rock destroy. Okay. Let's see. Hit dot place at 0.1. Sorry, this is the volume. 0.7. I don't want it to be at full volume. Pan of 0 for now. You could make it pan left and right based on where it is on the screen, and that's super fun. So let's just do that instead of talking about it. Self.x minus 480 divided by 480. So that'll be -1 if we're all the way over at 0, +1 if we're all the way on the right. And then the, yeah, Ada writes, I love how you can use REPL to test things like the sounds and then copy paste them. Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? Okay, and then the last one is the pitch. We'll do a higher pitch for smaller rocks, lower pitch for lower rocks. So we'll do something like 0.5 plus 0.2 times, no, that's wrong. Oh yeah, it is. Size, because I'm using size in a funny way here. Size 0 is actually the biggest rock. Size 1 is smaller, size 2 is smaller than that. So this will give us a higher pitch as you go down to smaller rocks. Let's try it. Well, that didn't work. Did I type get image instead of get sound? I should have looked at the line number. No. File.load sound. Oh yes. I need to be in the main directory. Okay. Well, here's something. Okay. Size is unknown. Line 146. Should have said self.size. Ah. Let's try that again. That is pretty satisfying. Okay. Next problem. One bullet can hit multiple rocks in the same frame. And that actually happens a lot because when a rock splits, we spawn new rocks that are likely to overlap the same bullet. So that's because the rocks are checking for the bullets. And they're looking in bullet instances. Let's trace this through. If the rock sprite overlaps the bullet, then we call self.destroy. You know what? All we should do is destroy the bullet as well. I think that's all we need to do. Destroy the bullet at the same time. Life is good. Nice job. Oops, I didn't mean edit, I meant run. Yeah, I think it's working. Okay. This is getting fun. Oh geez. Too much fast. Okay. I thought maybe I was going to clear the board this time. All right, that's pretty cool. Let's check our list. What do we still have here? Pew pew sound. We've got bullet hitting multiple rocks. We took care of score and lives. I'm going to ignore for now. Heartbeat sound, reflecting the number of rocks left. I like that idea. So let's take a look at the heartbeat sound. Heartbeat is right here. And all we have to do is change the interval. So how exactly should it relate to the number of rocks? I feel like I should have done my size the other way. Or like it should relate to the total number of potential pebbles. Because a big rock splits into two smaller rocks. And each small rock splits into two tiny rocks. So a big rock is worth 4 tiny rocks. More rocks equals more heartbeats. Yeah, actually, Astroids works the other way. The heartbeat speeds up as you clear the board. But you know what? I like your idea I think it should just be based on how many things are flying around the screen, so that if you make a mess and there's a lot of little rocks flying around, the heartbeat speeds up and you feel more tense, and I think that would be good game design. So all we have to look at is the number of rocks. Yeah, let's see, we're not keeping track of the number of rocks anywhere. Should we actually count them? Maybe we count them when you destroy one. Yeah, so let's do that. Count rocks to adjust heartbeat. Okay, so count equals 0. I just tried to interact with Mini Micro on the stream. Yeah, sorry. Can't do that. For SP in, what are we calling it? Display force sprites, probably? Yep. If SP is a rock, then count equals count plus 1. Okay, so now we can do heartbeat.interval equals math. So we want it to go faster the more rocks there are. So we'll start with something like 1.25 minus count times some factor, which I'm going to pull out of my ear, 0.1. But we want to keep it at a minimum. If heartbeat interval is less than 0.5, then, you know what? Let's just use mathf.clamp, or math.clamp, by which I mean mathutil clamp. Clamp that to between 0.5 and 1.5. Let's make sure we have mathutil. We do at the top. So let's try that. It's probably going to change as soon as I hit one. Yep. All right, that's pretty cool. But I don't like how it changes as soon as you hit the first rock, and that's because it starts off at 1.25, and we don't apply this math until you destroy a rock. So what we should do instead is have the heartbeat responsible for doing that. So heartbeat.update interval, and we'll do that here in the heartbeat area. It's a function that does these things. And it could say self.interval now. And we want to actually do that right away. So self.update, no, not self, heartbeat.update interval as part of the game setup. Actually, we should do that where we create the rocks and such. Where do we do that? Board setup. Yep, make a bunch of rocks, then update the interval. That makes sense. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Now let's see if I can clear the board and make it slow down. If I can clear the board. Dang it. This is a hard game. Oops, I keep hitting edit instead of run. Ah. Oh, come on. That was just unfair. Which should go on our list. It shouldn't start you in an unfair position. I'm gonna get out of here, get a little space. Oh man, I suck at this. I think it's working. I want to hear what it sounds like when all the rocks are gone. Or at least most of the rocks are gone. Oh, that was close. All right. Are rocks colliding with my ship even after it's destroyed? Yes. There's another little bug. We should fix that. All right, so the ship should know if it's destroyed. What happens to the ship when it's destroyed? Super destroy, make debris self. Here's something that would be nice. Every game sprite should know when it's destroyed. So game sprite that destroyed is initially false. And in destroy, we're going to do self.destroyed equals true. And then, where things like rocks are checking whether they hit the ship, we can say and, not ship.destroyed. It's now a feature. Yeah, change shape to broken ship that don't fix the problem. Yeah, that would work, but this is easier. No underscore in ISA. Nope, no underscore in ISA. Yeah, what about that? The ISA operator, where did I use that? I used it here. This is an operator, just like in or equals equals or something. And it doesn't use any underscores. It's looking at the property. Let's see. If we were to pretty print rock, it's looking at this is a property to do its work, but that's not all it looks at. You can also do things like, 42 is a number, and it knows how to interpret all the basic types. Whereas 42 is a number, will print false. So yeah, that's the is operator. Okay. So let's just confirm that rocks no longer collide with the destroyed ship. Don't worry, I'll get destroyed soon enough. There we go. All right, and now we'll see if the rocks collide with where the ship is. Nope, all good. Those rocks seem malicious, don't they? Like they were all crossing the center at the same time. How does it know that the rock is a rock, though? Well, because when the right-hand operand to ISA is a map, then it'll return true if the thing on the left-hand side is a map that is either that derives from that right-hand side map, and it knows that by walking the underscore. Underscore is a chain. So if I were to say, let's see, let's find a rock. Well, R equals new rock. There we go. There's R. It's a rock. And so if I say R is a rock, it's true because R is a map that has this ISA entry that points at rock. And it's also true that R is a game sprite because its ISA points at rock, and rock has an ISA that points at game sprite. And in fact, game sprite has an ISA that points at sprite, so R is a sprite is also true. Yep. All right, cool. Well, we got 10 minutes left. We're not going to add, we could add score, and then I could see what kind of high score I can get before the end of the session. So let's do that. That'll be fun. So we just need, get out of here, find window. We need a global score. I guess we should do that as part of game setup. High score equals 0, draw score, which would be great if we had a draw score function. Let's just put it here, draw score, this function. I gotta arrange this so I can see what you guys are saying. This is really amazingly simple, complex, and cool at the same time. Thank you. That's high praise, I think. Okay, we're just gonna draw the score at the top using the text display. So text.row equals 25, 5. Text.column equals, I don't know, 4, and then print score. We should add some zeros on there, shouldn't we? So, bunch of leading zeros to score, and then just take the rightmost 6 digits. And there we go, that prints a score. And then maybe we should have add points, add points, no, points equals function, points, which does globals dot score equals score plus points, and draw score. All right, so now anywhere we want to give points, we can just call add points. And we definitely want to do that when we destroy a rock. So let's see, are all the asteroids worth the same amount of points in asteroids? I'm not sure. I think the little ones might be worth more. Anyway, that's the way we're going to do it. So add points, 50 plus 100 times self.size. And yeah. What the? Somebody goofed. It must have been me because I'm the one typing. What did I do? Print. Yeah, I meant parentheses, not square brackets. I wasn't trying to make a list. I was just trying to group my expression. Smaller target, harder to hit should be more points. Yeah, that makes sense to me. All right, there we go. No points. Asteroid coming right at me. Ah. You know, this game was just supposed to be a little exercise for the sake of a live stream, but it's actually really fun. I might have to include this in demos or something. Although, I guess if I put it on the sysdisk, I'd have to also put the artwork in there. So, I don't know. Maybe it just lives on GitHub. But we could put, you know, an online high score system. That might actually be an interesting stream in itself. Oh, I was getting so close. Did you hear the heartbeat slowing down? That was really cool. 5,100 points. All right, I have 5 minutes. Do you think I can beat it? Let's run again. Lou says, I can't believe how easy you make these things look. Well, I have been doing this a long time. Ah! Surely it's not the playing that you're talking about, though. I don't make that look easy, because I tend to suck at the actual playing. Ah! Oh, it's doing so well. 3,000. Not even close to my previous score. All right. 5 minutes. I don't know if it's worth trying to do anything else this time. We could do lives. All right, fine. We'll do lives. So, where do we set the score? Score equals 0. Lives equals 2. It's going to be extra lives, not counting the one that you're playing. And where we draw the score, we'll draw the lives too. Ooh, you know, it would be a fun way to draw the lives with the little man character. Let's see, import chars, chars.indexes, chars. What am I looking for? Figure standing. That's it. Yeah, we'll use that to draw the lives for today. So let's import chars. And then, do the asteroids in the original collide and break into smaller ones? No, I don't think they do. I think they pass right through each other. Somebody can check me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's true. To add score to my game, I would need 4 hours, 3 messages in Discord, and 18 visits to the wiki. Well, yeah, but, you know, you get better every time, right? So let's print chars.figureStanding times the number of lives. So we're going to get 1 if this is equal to 1. We'll get 2 copies of the figure standing if there's 2, and none otherwise. And we better print some extra spaces after that, or else when we take lives away, they won't actually disappear. Put this in the next line. Okay, so we have that. Now where the ship is destroyed, ship destroy, right. We want to say, we want to respawn after, well, technically it should be after the coast is clear, but we're not going to get that fancy. We're going to respawn in some amount of time. So we'll do if lives is greater than, well, how about this? Globals.lives equals lives minus 1. If lives is greater than 0, no. It could be 0 now and we still get another ship. So if it's greater than or equal to 0, then respawn, globals respawn time equals time plus 3. I'll give you 3 seconds and then respawn. Okay, and we better watch that respawn time somewhere. And we're going to need a way to respawn. Can we just call ship init again? Ship init. What does ship init do? Oh, that's just the standard game sprite init. Yeah, that's not going to be good enough. So we need ship.respawn, which is a function that does self.x equals 480, self.y equals 320, right in the middle of the screen. Self.vx equals 0, self.vy equals 0, so not moving. Self.rotation equals 0. Everything's 0. Okay. And then we want to, oh, if we call super.destroy, then the ship really is destroyed. What does destroy do? It removes Val from self. Okay, so then, oh, I should have just done super.init, because that's going to reset the velocity, which is not Vx and Vy. It's this map, and then push it back onto the sprite list. So we're going to do that. Let's take this out. And then call or just how about self.init. Okay, so that's the respawn method. And we should probably clear respawn as well. Globals.respawn time equals 0. Okay. Yeah. And we're going to initialize it to 0 as well. So that down here, we can say if ship.destroyed and time is greater than, and respawn time is not 0, and time is greater than respawn time, then ship.respawn. All right, let's see if that works. It might work. You don't know. That was a little faster test than I intended, but hey, look, we're back. But we're still showing 2 lives up there, so that didn't work right. Oops, I meant that rock to hit me. Oh, I'm not clearing the destroyed flag. That's the thing. We should do probably an init. In fact, yeah, we'll do it here. It doesn't hurt to have it on the base class as well, but self.destroyed equals false. Or give 3 seconds of invincibility. Yeah, you could go that way, but I like the explosion. Okay, that's cool. We respawn. Can we hit stuff? Yes, we can. I just don't like that this isn't updating. And that's just because you have to actually call draw score if you want the score and lives display to update. So let's do that. Draw score. That's what I called it, right? Yeah. All right, let's run. All right, 2 little guys in the corner. Boom, 1 little guy in the corner. Bam, no little guys in the corner. And here I am. And after this, no respawn for me. And at that point, we should probably have the game end. So I don't have to hit Control-C. So yeah, we'll make that last little change. And I think I want to use the same respawn timer. So in fact, we're going to just set this to that. So we'll reset the respawn time regardless of how many lives are left. But if you call respawn when there are no lives left, then we won't call respawn. We'll do it here. If lives is equal to 0, then exit. Or we could say break. We'll break out of the while loop, which is fundamentally the same thing as exit. But if we had this as part of a bigger program with like a main menu and everything, then break would make it easier than exit to do that. Otherwise, we respawn. Okay. Boom. Hey, I'm real good at running into stuff, actually. As I completely fail to run into stuff. All right, last life. Oh, no. I only got to go twice. I should have got to go 3 times. So I want to say if it's less than 0. Right, because it's remaining lives. All right, 1 down. Oh, I'm going to get hit right away. Yep. 3rd life. Boom. And done. Nice. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. This was a lot of fun. This is probably all I'm going to do as far as, yeah, if the ship respawns when an asteroid is in the same spot, yeah, that's not supposed to happen. In the original arcade game, the respawn will actually wait until the coast is clear. And that would be a fairly easy feature to add. In fact, what we could do is have the respawn function check for that. If there's an asteroid overlapping its starting area, or whatever area we decide we need in the middle, just return, leave the respawn timer set, and on the next frame it'll get called again, and that'll just keep happening until it goes. But yep, Lewis is off. Hey, thanks for coming. I'm done too, so you're not missing anything. Just to wrap up, this was a lot of fun, and next week I think we'll do something different. And I will post this code to GitHub as always, and I encourage you guys to run with it, play with it. Submit a PR if you want to add new features, and we'll make a little community project out of it. I think it's a fun little game. Oh, and you're enjoying the book also. Hey, I'm so glad to hear that. My first customer in Scotland, so that was cool. All right, yeah, so I will see you all next week, and before then, hopefully see you around on the Discord and forums. Thanks, everybody. Happy coding.